Peace, my brother.
Peace.
Peace. What's going on? You God body?
Peace. I'm God. My name is Divine Ruler Equality of Law. When you write down the word S-A-A and then N-E-T-E-R, that's supposed to be pronounced either saaneter or saaneter. Sa, when you say son as in sa, that's just an S-A because it's two monoliterals. Sia is three. There's an S and then there's an A and another consonant. Actually, all them letters is consonants, but when you put them together in combinations, then they become vowels depending on what case and circumstance they are. The chair, N-E-T, is supposed to be T-C-H, but since in divineruler that TCH sound is represented by one monoliteral, then they just write the T. And depending on what type of punctuation they put around the T can be a D, it could be a J, etc. So it's more like a J sound. So it's saaneter or saaneter. If you want to say son of the divine, then you say saaneter and just spell it with the S-A. But that saya or sia, that represents knowledge, all right? Who, that represents wisdom. So when the gods in the Nile Valley or the Hapi Valley was talking about the knowledge of wisdom, they call that the Sia Hu. Or Ra Karinga writes it the Hosea to try to make it sound like Hosea.
All right, so the S-A-A meaning the knowledge.
Yeah, that means the knowledge.
So that means the knowledge. And the netter, N-T-E-R.
That means divine or forceful.
But if I spell it like N-E-T-E-R,
yeah,
that
you
means...
have to put some punctuation around it.
Right.
But it's pronounced the chair.
All right, so that means the knowledge, divine.
It means divine knowledge. You put the noun first, and then what modifies it comes after. For instance, Ta Mary. Ta means location or land. Mary means beloved. So beloved land is civilization.
So let me ask you, how long has Allah been on the planet? How long has Allah been here?
Allah is seen and heard everywhere, not only in location and time. So Allah has always existed. For Allah is the all-I-seeing. The all-I-seeing is just photons. Photons has always been in existence. Now they call photons different names depending on what area you're looking at and what dialect you use. Now I'm aware of the arguments going on between the presence of Allah in the Nile Valley versus other areas. The word Allah is a proper name. It's a proper noun marker in the noun. Al and then La. But La becomes Ra in the divineruler or the Ret and Kem language. You see me?
So can you find Allah in the divineruler?
Yes.
Because I was told that there's no letter L in the divineruler.
Right, it's R. The R, the L becomes R in those languages. In the divineruler or the Ret and Kem, that's the general language, because you only call them divineruler when you're talking about concrete science that's being communicated about the chair. They don't have any usage for the L continent, but the usage of the L continent comes in from a supreme modal of usage of language, because the original man has mastery of all languages. So when they were saying Sa-Ra, that means Sa-Allah, or Ra-Er, that's Allah-Er, Allah the greatest, or Allahu-Akbar.
Oh, okay.
You see me?
So when I say Asa-U-Akbar, because that's what I always say Asa-U-Akbar, meaning Asa is the greatest.
Asa is just Ra, because Ra is already in that name. You can't say Asa without the Ra.
Break down for me and for the viewers that's going to be watching this tape. When was man created? How was man created, or have we always been here?
Man has always existed, because man, or the original man, is the highest form of living mathematics. Everything that exists operates off of a mathematical format. You see me? Mathematics is built into radiation, because mathematics causes radiation to what? Vibrate. You see me? It goes in waves from positive to negative. Out of that radiation, you get what? The particles with the rest man. From that radiation or Ra, you get what? You get the states of matter. You get the solid, the liquid, and the gas, and the vacuum. or they call that the Shu, the Tef Newts, the Geb, and the Nu. You see me? And then from those states of matter.
So you turn it into the nectar.
Yeah.
Beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then from those states of matter, from the gas, liquid, solid, and vacuum, you start to what? Build organisms. You start to build what? Man and woman, or Sar or the Set. And then you start to build what? Animals and plants, or Sets and Nebatet. And then to complete that cycle is the Heru. That's the child. And the child, that's the continuation of man's existence throughout history, showing to prove that Allah or Ra is eternal.
So you're saying that we have always been on the planet?
We've always existed even before this planet, God.
Before the physical form?
Yeah, we made this planet. You can't have this planet unless it condensates from the gas state to the liquid to the solid form.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. Talk to me about the sun, because I've been hearing lessons as I was growing up. I really never got a good, clearer understanding on how we can measure the sun from the earth.
The sun?
Yes, sir.
You can measure that through parallax, depending on where you stand on different parts of the planet Earth, and deriving the angles at which you measure the center of the sun, for instance. All right? You can do that from knowing the relationships of gravity, measure the distances to the moons, the planets, and also derive the distance to the sun that way.
Okay.
And then you can show what? Prove the weight of the planets that you're dealing with. All you have to do is look at the materials that exist in there. The iron, the nickel, etc. And you can gauge a weight for a certain portion of the planet Earth.
Okay.
And from that, you see the relationship of gravity, that inverse distance based on the mass or the so-called weight of the objects that attract each other.
Okay, I hear the gods teach that the planet Earth is 196,940,000 square miles.
Right.
Show and prove that. How do you come up with the numbers of how big the Earth is, how much it weighs, and something like that? How do y'all come up with this science?
First, let's look at the circumference.
Okay.
The circumference is 24,896 miles. Right? When you have the circumference of a spherical object, first you have to determine that the planet Earth is a sphere. Since the black man is owner of the planet Earth, we've been all over this planet. So we know that as a sphere because we know when we tell time with those different types of mastabas, different types of stone, megaliths that we put on the planet, we know at a certain time of the day, the God measured the shadow different than what it was in a different location. That's how you can tell it was a sphere. And then from that, you have to go into the spherical surface area of a sphere, which is 4 times pi times r squared. The r, that's just what the diameter. The diameter of the planet Earth is God-born wisdom and equality. That's 7,926 miles. So you take half of that squared, multiply it by 4, and then multiply it by pi, which is approximately 3.14159. And then you'll get that square mileage. Meaning that's the pure stage of supreme mathematics. Matter is molded off of those photons and then goes back again into the photon. When you're in the photon state, you see things from past to future. Everything happens right away, instantaneously. That's the special law of relativity that they speak of. Okay. Because any material object, no matter what direction it's traveling, no matter what speed it's going to see light travel at what? Born that 186,000 miles per second. You see me? And that will get you into the reality if you in the light state of mind, the knowledge state of mind, then you're going to have awareness of what? The past, the present, the future, instantaneously. And through that awareness or cultivating that awareness, that's how you can mine your subconscious into influencing and controlling events on a subtle way. In addition to building with science, technology, and engineering. And the original man has been doing that for the longest time, and longer than the grafted man. That's what makes us the supreme being, God of the universe.
All right, brother, that's peace.
All right, but
Tech, you ain't got no question?
But back to that question about the format for him to do that is a civilization class. Now, if he wanted to present his own lecture I know you promote those type of lectures and everything. That he could put together a lecture.
No, not those type of lectures, brother. I promote all lectures. I'm just a film brother. I'm just a documentary brother.
All right.
The views and opinions of those does not necessarily apply to the House of Consciousness.
Okay.
I'm just the brother with the documentation.
Right.
I give everybody a voice to speak.
Right.
That don't mean I necessarily agree or believe in what that individual is saying.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I see.
So I want to make that clear.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Peace.
But I would actually be interested in hearing. I want to say the God's name.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
well, we know who we talking about. I got the God Natural Tahuti.
Right.
Him and the brother Shah. I don't know his righteous name, but they're gonna be sitting down and they're gonna go through it. He's a God. He's gonna be here too.
Right.
So brother Shah has called him out to sit down and have a discussion with him, dealing with that.
Right.
And Shah supposed to prove that Allah is carved in stone in the metal nectar.
That's not what it is. You know what that says?
Yes, sir.
It says a neck, os, jed.
You hear that? You hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, that whole Allah on the pillar in there is not Allah. It's sideways. They try to put the alif, lamb, etc. in there. That's not what it is.
Okay.
It's the word anek. It means to return to your power, stability, and your wealth. So anek, os, jed, and I want to say the last one, uja and sanel, or uja, os, jed, and uja. You see me? That's what it says.
All right.
Yeah. So all that other stuff about the Arabic word Allah, that's propaganda.
Okay.
Because the way you write Allah in that language is just the R sound with the mouth and the R.
So we see the white man today, the white man not only today, as the devil.
Yes.
What about the white woman?
That's the devil too.
How do you feel about God linking up with the devil, with the white woman, marrying her, having babies? Is that appropriate?
Hey, if they not in this nation, they're going to do what they're going to do.
Okay.
All right? That might accelerate this whole process of taking the physical devil off the planet.
Okay.
But that don't mean it's going to take off this mental devil, because the mental devil is bred by the processes of concealment, withholding education for people, making educational tools scarce for the youth, and not just the black youth, but Caucasian white people too, because they need to be taught civilization also. They need this knowledge and wisdom of the original man, and they need to know that it comes from the original man,
so
and
a
not
white
just
boy,
from Greek.
So a white boy, the devil.
Yeah.
Once he accumulates this knowledge of self, could he become God?
Now, Cypher, no. Because he's got that germ grafted out of him to put in that diversity for the human families.
I don't know the devil's name, but I know the father was teaching this white boy about who he is and he's the devil.
Yeah, but the main one is Azrael.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Azrael, right.
See, now the thing is, people get confused. I'm in the nation of gods and earth.
Right.
You gonna meet some brothers out here that say they're God, and that's true. You don't have to be in the nation of gods and earth to be the God or supreme being.
Right.
But in this nation, we teach that the Caucasian white man is Yaku's grafted devil, or the white man of the planet Earth. All right. The Muslims, some of them advocate that the white man is God of this planet, meaning God of this circumstance. We not the Muslims. All right. We the gods.
Right.
All right.
So do you see a higher power that exists outside of yourself? When you say that you are the God, is there a supreme being out there somewhere else?
That's me. That's my mentality.
There you go.
That's my mentality.
Do you agree when I say that man created God?
Man created God.
Yes, sir.
For the word God, the word God means to invoke. Okay. But who are you going to call upon when you the only one that has the resources to get you out of the circumstance that you in? That if you're the only one that has the resources, then you have to what? Call on yourself. That's knowledge born. You have to call on those elements within yourself from knowledge to born throughout supreme mathematics that will give you the resources to get you out of that situation.
Okay.
Peace, God.
Peace.
Y'all. Welcome to the show.
Peace, brother.